Lucky girl syndrome. What is it and how do you really live the lucky girl life? As someone who truly believes has had a really lucky life, I left home at the age of 17. I've lived in 7 different countries. I've traveled to many more. I've lived in a lot of different cities. I've moved over 22 times. I have done a lot of very cool stuff in my life. I want to share with you guys how I did it, how I achieved everything I did, and really lived against the grain and what people would consider lucky. Now, before I even talk about that, I want you to understand that there's a huge difference between living a lucky life or the lucky girl life and showcasing the lucky girl life. So this means showcasing that you are lucky on social media versus actually living and experiencing it day to day, to me, are 2 different things. I see influencers on social media really showing a life that they're not actually even living, but they're showcasing. You have to decide, do I want to live the lucky girl life or do I want to showcase the lucky girl life? Is it more important to me to have an Instagram feed that's full of colors and airplanes and countries and me posing in cool dresses everywhere? Or do I actually want to get out there, talk to strangers, sit in the airport talking to a complete stranger about life? What are the things that make me feel like I'm really experiencing life to the fullest? You also have to really decide, what does being a lucky girl mean to you? What are the things that will make you feel like you are really living in your lucky girl era? What are the life experiences you want? What are the countries you want to see? Maybe it's about growing in your job. Maybe you want to buy a house. You have to decide those qualities, those points. They should be individualized and personalized to who you are as a person and what and who you aspire to be. So basically, you're answering, what makes me feel lucky? When you start really having a clearer picture of what the best version or the lucky version of you looks like, it's really important that you begin to manifest and live that reality. There's so many great books out there that can really help you get on the right track, and I can list those for you down below or in the video. But it's also really important that you learn how to bring those words into action for yourself. Simply put, you want to imagine there's this ball of energy that resides within you. That ball of energy is truly charged by the best version of you that you know exists. There is this amazing version of you that exists, who is beautiful, who is resilient, who knows how to get after what she really, really wants, who knows what she is truly worthy of. Now, you have to charge that ball of energy within yourself every single day by focusing on that best version of yourself. I'm not telling you to be delusional. I'm not telling you to disconnect from reality. If anything, I'm telling you to do very much the opposite. Instead of constantly punishing yourself or comparing yourself on social media or TikTok or whatever it is that you're doing to really harness the worst part of you, you need to do the opposite of that. You need to start focusing on the qualities that make you an amazing person. And those things exist. You don't need me to tell you. You don't even need to tell anyone else. You need to tell yourself, I am amazing. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of great things in my life because I am truly amazing. And so every time you say that, every time you believe that, you really charge up that ball of energy. Now imagine you want to be a writer, or you want to be a content creator, you want to be a model. What would the writer version of you do in this very moment, right? Think about that best version of yourself already existing. okay? Almost as a like outside of body experience. Think about that person. What would that writer be doing? How would that writer live her life? Would she wake up and just sit on TikTok all day? Or would she wake up, drink a cup of coffee, go to her desk and make it a point to write at least 10 pages a day? Would she aspire to have a book done by the end of the year? Would she spend more time being around more literary figures, reading more books, having like-minded friends, maybe joining certain groups on Facebook, trying to connect to the right people and the community? Or would she be just kind of slumping around watching Netflix all day? You have to know the answer to that question, and you have to live that answer, because life is the reality that you choose to focus on. More importantly, life is the reality of your life that you choose to focus on. It's nothing else, right? If I look at your life, my reality or my understanding of your life might be very different to how someone else might understand your life. So you have to choose, which part of my life experience do I want to focus on, and do I want to make my reality? Your reality needs to be that she is an amazing person who is conquering her goals and who is living her best life. If you have read the book Atomic Habits, that's very much the premise of that book, where the author is talking about how you need to work on those micro tasks every single day to live the reality that you want to live. If you truly believe you are a lucky girl, because that's where it all starts, my friend, then what does that lucky girl do every single day? She makes her content, she writes, she goes to the gym, she eats healthy, whatever it is that is in line with what you want to achieve. For me, I always knew I wanted to see the world. I always felt like there has to be more to life than people feeling complacent in their jobs, in their careers, in their lives. And so I always aspired to see the world, which meant that my reality did not necessarily involve me buying handbags or going clubbing or going partying with friends. It meant that I was working, I was saving up, and then I would just randomly buy a ticket, and I flew to England for 4 days because it was my birthday. And when I did go to England for 4 days on my birthday, all I took was a backpack with a couple of t-shirts, a notebook, and a camera. I had a great time. I got on the train. I talked to random people. I got on another bus, I got another plane, and I traveled around Cardiff. I went to Bath, I went to Oxford, I went to London, and I had a great time. But this is just one example. So I have been able to achieve what I always wanted to achieve by focusing on my own reality, by understanding that in order for me to travel the world, it meant that I can't necessarily buy a Louis Vuitton bag. Instead, those savings went towards flights and air miles, and I had a great time. I didn't travel with designer bags. I didn't take photos every place I went to, but I really gathered a lot of experience and a lot of memories. Now, in the larger scheme of things, when people look at my life, they look at the photographs of my life, or I tell them what I've done, everyone's like, you're so lucky you got to see the world, because then they start comparing their life. I never really went anywhere. I grew up and I lived in the same town my whole life. I married my high school sweetheart. I wish I did more. Nobody was stopping you from doing more. It's just that I did all this, but there was also a lot of sacrifices that happened in the process. Having consistently been living on a plane and out of a suitcase meant I never really had lifelong friends. Also, in traveling the world as a woman alone from the year 2003, where social media, cell phones were not as popular or big, this also meant that there was a lot of things that happened that were sort of scary, some things that were sort of traumatizing, and that really, they were not the best experiences, if you will. And so while living the lucky girl life in the larger picture is amazing, there is also this deep understanding that you have to have that in that lucky girl life, it doesn't mean every day is going to be this colorful, blissfully excellent day. There are also going to be setbacks. These could be personal, professional, relationship based. Some could happen out of nowhere. For example, when I was walking to work in downtown Sydney early in the morning, I was physically attacked by a complete stranger. And that was very, very scary. But it is truly that ball of energy within you that has all the best parts of you that helps pull you out of those moments. And so when those circumstances happen, when those situations happen that are outside of your control, what is in your control is how you choose to react to them and what you choose to do with it. And so in that moment, I did what I had to do to deal with it, which I don't really want to get into right now. But this is just a simple example of many things that I've gone through, having traveled on my own for like almost 15 years, right? So it's really important to understand that even on your best day, you might just be at a gas station, filling up your car with gas, but the customer service attendant who's working there is having a really bad day and they're not being very receptive to you being very friendly or in a good mood. You have to understand that you cannot carry the responsibility of how everyone else reacts around you. Also, you cannot carry their emotions with you. If someone else is having a bad day, just be aware and understanding of that, but also know they are not responsible to make you happy. Just like it's not your responsibility to fix and solve everyone's problems, you do not know what's happening in that other person's life. So do not allow other people's weight, other people's opinions also weigh you down. People will always try and, I shouldn't say always, there are going to be people in your life who are going to weigh you down. They're going to try and alter you. They're going to try and like dim that ball within you. You cannot give them that power. Only you have the power to choose how you feel about yourself. You are not a reflection of other people's insecurities. You are not a reflection of other people's opinion or reality of you. You have to be very true within yourself of who you know you really are and not allow other people to shrink that ball. You got to keep fueling that ball within yourself. Keep telling yourself that you are amazing, you are worthy, you are deserving of living the life that you know you want, that brings you into that lucky girl era of your life and being able to channel that every single day. Again, I am now 37 years old. It's been 20 years since I started traveling, and to this day, I still continue to be ignited by this ball. And while my goals have changed in some shape or form, I still continue to feel very lucky and very fortunate to have the life that I have, the experiences that I have, and the things that I get to do. And that's it. That's all that matters, because I'm the one who's going to be carrying myself through my life and my experiences. People have come and gone, opinions have come and gone, but I'm still here, right? So whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you know that you deserve, focus on that. Fill that ball of energy within yourself and ignite it every single day, and understand that there is going to be a balance. There will be good and bad. And I assure you, you will be living and thriving in your lucky girl era. Until next time, think strong always, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye.